Hello and welcome to the video. In this video it's a quick overview and review of this product here. This is the BD200 from SkyRC. It's a 200 watt 30 amp battery discharger and analyzer. Now for those of you that watch the channel, you'll know that I am interested in sorting this stuff out before. Invariably I'll book a day out to go flying with friends, and then the day before the weather will change, but that always seems to be after I've managed to charge all the batteries up for the flying day. And because I'm taking planes, wings, quadcopters, all kinds of different stuff to the field, I have lots of different batteries. I usually have at least 2 charged of each particular type, ready to go and have a fun day's flying. So that means that I end up having to then sit and discharge them all when I'm not going to go flying. And if you remember, I got this BD200 in quite a while ago now, because I like the idea of just having this solid block. Basically a big heatsink with a fan at the end that you plug your batteries into, and it just automatically discharges them. Now I was unlucky, my BD200 came with a faulty fan, so the first time I used it, it got exceptionally warm and didn't have any safety cut-offs in it, so I've not really used it and continued to just discharge the batteries through the charger, and that can take up to 2 or 3 times longer than it did to charge the packs in the first place. So I'm excited about this because it's got a pretty big capacity and it looks like it has some serious engineering in it as well. So I've had it for a couple of weeks and I've been playing around with it, and I thought I had enough experience here to actually put it through its paces. So you've seen how it all comes out the box. You don't get an awful lot. You get the manual, that you get the BD200, and you get a little adapter cable if you don't want to plug anything in, because the only ports on this are one XT60 connector and one USB connector. We'll come back to the USB connector in a minute. To discharge a battery is very straightforward. You just plug the battery in and that also powers it. Press the select button in to power everything up. Spin the wheel to select both the end voltage and also the current that you want it to pull. And then when you're ready, press the button in for 2 seconds and away it goes. Initially the fan is very quiet and it'll only come on if it needs to start everything cooling down. The majority of the construction is a whacking heatsink with that big fan on top, and in operation it does seem to do a pretty good job of keeping itself cool. The air is taken in through the top and seems to be exhausted out of the side. I wouldn't ever leave something like this discharging without monitoring or be by the side, but in the playing that I've been doing, it seems to work pretty well. Now the other thing that you can do is you can download a PC application from the website, and you can use that to check the settings and set everything up and actually monitor the discharging on your PC. And in there is also the ability to do firmware upgrades as well. I've actually struggled a little bit with a firmware upgrade. Mine's running version 1.03, and we'll come back to that in a minute. In reality, although the PC things are quite a nice idea, I haven't really used it. This works best as a little standalone device. You just plug the battery in, you spin the wheel to set the target voltage for when it's going to turn off, and also how much current it's going to pull. I tend to not really overstress the batteries that I have here, so I'll usually set the discharge to 2 or 3C for the battery and give it a nice gentle rundown, but I can very quickly rotate through all the batteries and get them down to a storage charge in about an hour for a typical set that I would take to the field. So in summary, what do I think? Well, I like it. Solid engineering. 200 watt discharge possible, 30 amps is the maximum discharge current. I haven't used anywhere near that. Supports up to 8S, a 35 volt max input. The maximum I tend to use here is 6S batteries, so I haven't had any 8S I can try it with, but it seems to work reliably with all of those. It's dead easy to operate. You know, you don't have to remember lots of different things. The only thing I have to remember is that you press the wheel in. For some reason my brain always expects the display to light up when I automatically plug the battery in, and I do like the fact that it does have monitoring of itself for its own internal temperatures, and it does also kind of finish and give a nice big audible beep when it's come to the end of the cycle as well. Couple of things to think about if you are looking at this. Until now I've struggled to get the latest upgrade on here, version 1.04. Tried it with the application, it just seems to hang. It doesn't seem to be available, that file, through the website either. So maybe some of the things that I'm about to talk about have been sorted out in future firmware updates, because I think it might need a little tweak, and the application could do with a little update as well. A way to set the final cell voltage on the actual unit itself would be great. I find that I'm constantly kind of counting on my fingertips when I plug a battery in to try and remember what the target voltage is. Now normally for storage charge for a LiPo, you're going to be aiming for about 3.8 volts per cell. So if I'm plugging in a 2S, 3S, 4S, I've got to do some mental arithmetic of whatever the cell count is times 3.8 and then actually set the end voltage for that. It would have been nice if you could have just spun it down to 3.8 volts per cell because it knows it's a LiPo battery and hit the button and let it do the rest. The other thing I've found is that when you use higher discharge currents, the internal voltage of the battery means that it can finish when it thinks it's down to 3.8 volts, but when you take the cell off and you check it in a battery checker, you'll find that the actual cell voltage is a little bit higher than you expect. So do take that into account. It would be nice, rather than have like a constant current, which looks like the way it's working, for as it approaches the final voltage that you're interested in, to tail off the discharge current so that it always ends up exactly on the 3.8 volts or whatever it is that you're trying to get to. PC application is a nice idea. In reality, I'm not using it at all. It doesn't really give me anything over what I can do with the unit itself. I would prefer to be able to set a couple of those things on the display, and that would make it perfect. And finally, there's going to be lots of people on here that are looking at this thinking, yeah, it's an awful lot of money, 60, 70, 80 pounds for a big brick that's just going to discharge my battery so I don't have this issue. And for those of you that are in that position, then absolutely this is not going to be up your alley. But if you're like me and occasionally come back from the field after a disastrous day with 5 or 6 fully charged packs still in your metal box, or you have days cancelled due to weather and other commitments when you'd already done all the prep and charged all your batteries, then this is going to save you an awful lot of time. We'll probably see this again on my Christmas present idea video that I'll do in December, because if you don't have one of these but you occasionally bump into those kind of problems, it's worth its weight in gold when you're sat waiting for all those batteries to discharge. If you found that video useful or like the content, then please hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to go the extra step, you can become a Patreon of the Painless 360 channel and help provide support for what I do here. All the videos created here are put into playlists, so if you're interested in a particular topic, have a look at the playlist, and they all are organised in there to make them easier to use. If you're not sure if there's a video for your particular problem or topic you want to know more about, then add Painless 360 to the Google search term that you're interested in, and that should find the video, article or content about the particular thing that you're interested in having a look at.